Mr. Lynch lives or will be live forever. Good morning, Mr. Maestro Simple. Mr. Maestro Simple. Or simply, 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 or simply. David, yesterday, not Lynch, this is the last 12 days, it's in fact exactly 12 days, it's scheduled for it means, as perhaps I know, it means 79 years, because in fact in 12 days it will be initiated, Mr. Lynch initiated, but instead of 4 will become a 5 as some, right, as some 5 plus 5, and also the 10, so practically the 0 as the 0 in per it's January 8th, 2026, and it's a Tuesday in Naples. Today I first of all, I always would like to remember that today, if there is still alive, because it's the 79th birthday, so 1 year less Mr. Lynch, of the legendary and immortal David Bowie. Funny old secrets must start to bleed if I want to bleed. Just cause the man shares the so long. Cruising blind, cruise me, baby. I don't believe beyond. No return. I'm the right engine. As in Naples, we are to it once finally after 7 days. Yes, it was the last Tuesday, Friday. We badly scanned here. Now today seems totally clear. Yes, scanned in general finally, and it also seems now. Yes, it's early afternoon, 13 and 45 minutes. 48 and 2 Fahrenheit 9 Celsius, and this means it's really cold, like in easy views, fact cold classical Celsius for the winter period, so the port of the sequence, so fact that John and for years last June 17, also fact that we were come for years with the words last past summer, some no remember if they follow the mean during last past summer, I think nobody. So fact we really were come also for years with the words garden autumn, the words now also for the winter were come for the words for years with the words and previous as this 18 days ago, it was yes, on 7/21, to be 16 or 4 p.m. in Trigger in Italy, where as perhaps no remember, I think body sono body non suppose di I'm sure, but I see the everything. So, so it's my purpose, like the fusion to Chinese, the better, no, perhaps for me, and I didn't do the collaboration for the spring as I'm used to the fact of the spring as soft for the summer agitated for the autumn and spring soft, so sometimes in general for the season to be because the gadget, as you get the keys, at least me, or something we saying from the absolutely incomplete. Yes, but no, in this video, not because it's winter, it's cold, no? But yes, and I see the sentence absolutely incomplete. I'm referring this referred to me, and so yes, in particular, perhaps for me on this video, fact I don't feel cold, but I feel cold less than other people, thanks to series of practice, where two practices I do or follow in some years, and to which I always had to fight the cold. And when it comes to winter weather periods or winter weather reports periods, I always had a comment in one section which explains what are these works. In fact, also a few days ago, I in fact had this comment, in this case, first part of first comment with an asterisk, I in fact explain what are these works. So, if someone is interested su what are these works, see this part of this first comment, I repeat, non forse per people probabilmente think or not, because in fact they feel cold, probabilmente think of yes or no, this depends on them, but I think 90-95% they feel cold, or whatever in general, in some way, for me, all is good. And still, the matter has got also to strange to see for sure. So I think just for it's really beautiful, at least it seems like beautiful, and the summer films on this. Ieri afternoon, I think at temperature 26, repeated just before 48 and 299 Celsius. But the important thing is the atmosphere, attention, vedi. Just before today, oh, it's beautiful. Listen, and if it's not visible, it's still behind the balances. Now I see the sun in general section in particular. I see now I see three things related to the sun in general section in particular. Come out the first thing, in fact, now I see for the same and extract better the refrain from the classical Napoleon song sulle mio, because I think it became a habit of mine during last past summer. So perhaps I don't know if remember if they followed me during last past summer. I think body. So, ma nato solo, più bello mio, solo mia, s'affronta a te, oh solo mia, s'affronta a te, s'affronta mia, s'affronta a te. Si fa, Blue Skies questa chance di me, si sta in continuo, fa che si sta in continuo, fatta sicura se scelte ma del chiamato ben surpresa scena in sense, and the third thing is that it's impossible, so perhaps I'm not repeating it's impossible, and beautiful della crisi sotto che si Is it just shine? Allora ragazzi, vedete, andiamo a consigliare in video, change of hours, more than 2 months ago, it was last Saturday, Saturday, October, 1 hour before those fact, 2 reading, and then for now we have them, sun sky for radar, practically 3 hours, yes, and 15 minutes, yes, maximum or less in comparison with the American friends, e completely different. Well, so, sì, mi dico, quindi nuovo attivazione di Flowers, non Flowers, mix between plants, sì, noi cortini senza last November, quando magari in questo nostro birthday europeus, in particolare the birthday where the beautiful grey curtain with beautiful pentablanche fatto deepen the passage and presso in curtain all things ready si ready also one of my comments section si chiede one of my comments comment section it should be pointed there first comment la preso forte comment e so è non hanno più che si hitano dai situazioni from shot in Airbnb finché yes see the green flowers and flowers mix it to plants. Oh, if not, surely better, even better. So that shot practically is first part of the video, which produce a shot of you the weather scatter in general from the window, but in this classic window, from this classic room, because there is also the other window. Also, from this other practical is a shot similar to classical shot film in more than classic for the previous curtain, maybe a bit beautiful grey curtain, beautiful painted branches, perhaps also for the first curtain, color curtain. First curtain illustrating the forza color curtain. I don't remember exactly, surely color curtain is still in the image original and one day. Zona Yeveta Meshul Shinjito, and this is shot also related to the fact both when there isn't a shooter, also when there is, but tomorrow when there is, because the effect is image on LCD and test picture sentence, so si che è reduce for the previous to repeat the recording view pentabench, also che perhaps also for the first sorting recording if also si che non remember exactly, also in case now LCD and test picture sentence also for the recording, sorry but repeat the expression also si che for 5 times, and this little speech sentence is this, but also and always better visible for me in its entirety in this shot at this point is mythical legend shot. As regarding the shooter in activism, la first days of last October, this is important all because important that also it is not visible. And now I see already it's special sentence for the yes, I use it for the ultimate also for it because it's valid also for it. So I repeat once again, but also and always better visible for me in its entity in this shot at this point is meteor legend shot. And finally, Roma Medical Keyboard Magic, Scanning 40, PG, 635 also, si che sono simili per la shot. Get among the people that follow the channel. The birds are getting into it. What's on the system? So myself, trots på skis, and finally, jag lever rätt breakfast. Vet lite general also massive as many beings last December 31. At the same time, that's not late for me, because for me it's also a kind of normality. So about the breakfast in this period, but as any time usually explaining better sitting away, it's late at the same time, not late, not late. Yes, all important that I still fare io contro le reaction sembrano tutti tu stanno facendo breakfast. Di interne si invita, esatto vita. Di interne parte in mezzo tu est sembrano tre regole sembrano tre su straggio. Ora tu ripeto, il close si carriera, late, ma si invita no, for my hours. They're just for all the objects just in quote 13 and 45 minutes. Not bad, the important thing is show cinema settings and we also do for some so many young. And as we always say. Breakfast some most beautiful things for absolutely. Students, not should be most when you have front more when you also lost to go thing like effect of the X razor for me reason Friday. It was August things just crashed almost 2 weeks ago, and it was the 5 reason illustrated with reports, and if I read the black and so what, as a person if they follow me and fact on Friday with reports, and yes, should be done video, permesso you to one day, one time, so every time you better see you better visit the status of these things, the speech, and for inside, shots, mobile scenes, joke, so I took him but money. Insomma, possono influenzare a biscuits and my favorite fact there are many beautiful commas, beautiful biscuits and serious. I think at one investment to best in our thousand chocolate chip cookies. Low cookies, chip, chocolate chip. Fatto mistake, questo fa questo biscuits, Mr. Lynch. But in particular, there are two things we will share red and this the first one is about to make facts shots on negative coffee, but also quick chocolate facts on that for short fragment video. So short and if as I think 6, 7, perhaps also 8 ones, 6 also second. Should be easy time video, previously to one time as many times you better visit it was almost specific, but now there is one thing is brought it one since I think 172, 73, 74 days of swing is a loss second should be time video, so many times better you, and so since that amount of today I pattern insert it once again in milk, so very good news. Un indice also the fact cosa breakfast, so questo sappiamo se in particolare mega se la stivizia sono sì che si gioca, guarda tutto che botta massonia, so of course I'm living the first time so that video. If in some also say tolla, you guys breakfast was a album. Some things about CS fact if Rabbi si sta da cona, da ragazzi, ragazzi, mi sa sempre preso position, proprio su execo quindi rebamata. In general second preso position. Because after this preso position for me Pamma, Italian Pamma, dark chocolate, cheap serious. Fa corsa, I threw come in the view, and the Magari teams after many times, I also the console series, what is the last time I ate them, so now I ate once again after many times, because they are really super bad. Penultimo. Adesso tomorrow suppose from time. According to tomorrow to 11, well see. I read even if it's not visible, I say two things, but I repeat two things from last time, two things I seen before. The first effect that sure is a shelter ma to me assumere a sense effect it's impossible. A visual day like this to kiss it, so this shine so kiss it once again.